Hello, good morning. Um, I was I was in contact with a friend of mine today, and she's having a bit of a struggle, or rather, she's she is having a struggle, that's for sure. But in particular, she's in her struggle. She reached out to a friend who's very dear to her, and she felt that her friend was not able to listen to her for whatever reason, and she felt hurt by it. And yet at the same time, she kind of knew that her friend probably had something going on in her own life, and found it perhaps the challenges that my friend was facing just a little bit too close to the knuckle, too difficult to face, in addition to her own burdens. And whatever the truth, her friend's just doing the best she can, because she's been a good friend to her, but at the moment she doesn't seem able to be in the way that she would like. Anyway, it reminded me of something I had read to this friend of mine a long time ago, something I wrote back in June 2008, and it's actually remains for me, the most beautiful thing I've ever written. I kind of don't feel it was me. I don't know where it came from at the time. You can have your own opinions on that when you hear it, and it inspired me to do this video. What I'm about to read to you. It's called Rock of Love, by the way. It applies to all kinds of relationships. It can be, excuse me. It can be friendships. It can be family relationships, and of course, it can be your relationship with your partner or husband or wife, and also with your own children. So, I love his family, but anyway, you know what I mean. Your immediate family as opposed to general family, and I'm going to read it to you twice for a reason, because there are two ways that you can listen to this. I'll give you the first one, which is how I first took it in 2008, but then I will tell you how I received it only 2 years ago, when I woke up to a few ugly home truths about myself that made me doubt whether it should be read on that basis and should be read in another. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. So, the first time I read it, I want you to hear this as though it's being read to you or given to you by whatever you regard the life force in nature, or the universe, the universal consciousness. You can call it God, Allah. It doesn't matter what way you regard that power. If you don't believe in one, that's fine too. That's what. Just nevertheless, read it as though it's coming from there, fictitious or otherwise, dependent upon your own beliefs. Because either way, I think it's actually. Well, no, I suppose if you don't believe, it's actually probably of limited value. But on the second level, when I read it next, you will find a value of its own. So, it's called Rock of Love, as I said. Trust me, as I am your Redeemer always. You need only me. I will always protect you and love you like no other. On my love you can always depend. There is no other whose love is so unquestioning. This is true for everyone. So seek not the rock of love from others. Seek only the solace of their joy in being with you. True safety and comfort comes only from me. When you lean on me for this loving comfort, your dependence on others ceases, and you are free to love without attachment or condition, to let people do and be what is right for them. Herein lies the source of true happiness on earth. Herein lies the secret of true love amongst beings. As I said, I don't know where that came from. It came to me in circumstances that I don't even know fitted it. I don't want to go particularly into them, other than to say I was facing difficulties of my own. Perhaps I was feeling lonely at the time. And what I take from that above all at this stage is that we need to just take people as they are, accept them as they are, love them as they are, but always look, in this case, as we'd say, to the universe, God, whatever, but listen to the second time now. Because when I read this 2 years ago, in the wake of real challenges that made the other ones look light, as I said, I doubted their potential source from the divine or whatever, and instead I read them as coming from me, from my subconscious, which they may well have done. I'm not here to persuade you otherwise. And that if they're read on that basis too, they also have great meaning. So listen to it again, assuming it's coming from yourself. Again, Rock of Love. Trust me, as I am your Redeemer always. You need only me. I will always protect and love you like no other. On my love, you can always depend. There is no other whose love is so unquestioning. This is true for everyone. So seek not the rock of love from others. Seek only the solace of their joy in being with you. True safety and comfort comes only from me. When you lean on me for this loving comfort, your need, your dependence on others ceases, and you are free to love without attachment or condition, to let people do and be what is right for them. Herein lies the source of true happiness on earth. Herein lies the secret of true love amongst beings. And what I just want to add by way of almost closing to this short video is that I think that it is very interesting when it is read not only with one from one or the other, but to appreciate that it also, to me at least, signals the blurred line of division between us and the divine. That in reality, the two are one with all of us. I will leave you with that thought, and thank you very much for listening.